So my parents thought if there is a boy, they would name Pankaj, and if a girl, Pankaja, because lotus was going to be the symbol for BJP. He's saying, "Are you Pankaja Munde?" I said, "Yes." He's saying, "You don't fly private jets." I said, "No, I'm not that well off, I can't afford." Then that guy said, "But where is your security? You're traveling alone. Where's your PA?" He was so possessive about me having some role.
Yeah.
They feel also betrayed because they have been fighting for decades, and politically, mostly all the leaders were from their community and caste, but their well-being was not taken in consideration.
Some internet terminologies. IRL.
What politician can you think about? So the first one is Hera Fairy. Halnayak.
Hello and welcome to Politically Speaking by Lokatantra, where we make politics personal. Our guest for today is a sitting member of the Legislative Council. She is an ex-MLA, an ex-minister, and one of the most young and dynamic women in Maharashtra politics today. Introducing Mrs. Pankaja Munde. Thank you so much for giving us your time today. We know
My
you're very
pleasure.
busy with the elections.
Yeah, I know. It is.
We really appreciate
it's too
it.
busy, but no, even I appreciate. I get to meet such fresh.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So we want to start with right at the beginning of your journey. You've had a very interesting childhood and upbringing around some of the most interesting men of the previous generation. So tell us a little bit about that. What was your childhood and upbringing like?
My childhood, my upbringing was like any other middle class family, Maharashtrian family upbringing. Of course, being a first child, my parents were not very well to do when I was born. They have also gradually grown, and I have grown with the environment where I have seen people around me not very wealthy, not very lucky, or not very equipped. And as I was growing, I was seeing life growing along with me, and my father also growing in his career,
Absolutely.
which was quite fascinating for me to witness. And I always thought he was my hero, and I always would try to imitate him as a child. I was born when BJP was born around that time. BJP was born in 80 and I was born in 79 July.
Okay.
So my name is also Pankaja. So my parents thought if there is a boy, they would name Pankaj, and if a girl, Pankaja, because lotus was going to be the symbol for BJP. This is how
okay.
we were having like family. There are families who are like BJP.
That's how closely
It
you
runs
were
in there.
connected to the essence of the party.
Yeah. And a typical background where I studied in Marathi medium, ZP. I studied in Zilla Parishad school, and eventually then I became Minister for Rural Development, which all the schools came under me. So that journey was like any other middle class person.
And it's quite a journey though.
But always there was a sense of responsibility which was put in our mind by our parents, that we are like other people, but at the same time we have to be more responsible than other people. So whatever happens, whatever stand my father would take, we was told this is how his political stand is, and you cannot. You can have your voice, you can talk about it, but you cannot totally do something which is against it. So this also was.
But throughout your school and college, were you interested in politics, or did that come later?
As I said, I don't know whether I was interested in politics.
But
I
you were
only
around
know
it all
that
the
it was there. It was not politics as a segment, different thing for us. It was just part of living for us.
Part of your life.
So yeah.
It was an everyday part of life. So, but you were growing up around so many people, and like you said, some of the stalwarts from the BJP. Can you name anybody in particular, of course, except for Mr. Munde, that you looked up to, or a quality that you've learned from one of these leaders?
See, of course, my dad being one of the biggest mass leaders of BJP, I have seen a lot of leaders even in their growing stage. Like, of course, my mama was there, Pramod
Yeah.
Mahajan.
Yeah.
I have seen Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Lal Krishna Advani ji very closely. Like for us, they were like a grandfather figures in our family. Vasantrao Bhagwat, even not only politicians, we have seen even RSS background people very closely.
Yeah.
They used to come and stay in our house. We used to serve them food. It was more like a family thing for us.
Got it.
And everybody knew each other. Everybody knew each other's kids. And then in vacation, we would go out for dinner with all these people who were my dad's colleagues and their kids. So it was more like a family thing. That's why we keep calling it like a Sangatan Parivar. It is very important terminology used in BJP and their parivar. It's just parivar. We don't
More
know
than a
about,
party, it's a
yeah,
parivar.
It was
more
very
like a
informal.
parivar.
There was
Yeah, it was then also because party was also small. It was growing. Now parties become giant.
yeah, we'll say.
So as you said that you studied in a Zilla Parishad school, as you were saying that a lot of the stalwarts and big politicians used to come to Bede to visit you all. So what would you tell us about Bede and what are the unique things about Bede? What are the specialities?
See, basically, Bede has been my home ground. Bede has been my home, basically. So I never looked at it that way, something special. Like, because every stalwart, every big leader would visit Bede for campaigning purpose or any other Rath Yatra came from nearby.
Yeah.
And as I said, Atalji came, that day Kalyan Singh came, any CM. For campaigning, they would come and they would have lunch in our house. And I've seen all that very closely. So Bede is, I don't know, it's something special. I didn't look at that way till the time I entered politics. It was just home for me.
It was just home for you.
Yeah. But after I entered politics, especially I started working for my dad, campaigning for him, I've realized this is a unique place because it is not as geographically blessed as other places. It has drought prone, it's a drought prone area. It is having problems of people migrating from there for their livelihood. All these things. And worst thing what I experienced while I was working, I worked with water.
Yeah.
I worked with also female feticide issue. So these two issues really are so deeply, they are just engraved in my heart. Because female feticide and water scarcity has touched me inside and it has changed me as a person.
Yeah.
And this, I always used to say that if I get a chance to work as a minister or something, I'll work on these issues, and I did work.
Get a chance to do both actually. You were one of the first women
I
to
know,
have
it
both
was
those
like,
portfolios.
yeah, quite a forecast what I'm told about myself. Yeah.
So, like you said, women's welfare you were the Minister of Women and Child Welfare. You were also one of the first women to be Minister of Water Conservation. You're one of the first people to be the President of the BJP Youth Wing. You've really broken barriers as a woman in politics. So my question to you is, do you feel like your journey has been different in the sense of it has been more challenging than it would be for a man in your place? Or do you think the lens with which you are viewed as a female in politics is different than your male counterparts?
See, generally, of course, it's a difficult journey.
Yeah.
For me, I was blessed to have so much of setup ready for me. I wouldn't say, I started from scratch.
Yeah.
Of course, my dad had so much laid, and it was like a platter for me. But that also becomes a challenge, because if you're daughter or son of a great actor or a great politician, there's always a comparison. So breaking through all these barriers, and that journey was very challenging for me. Being a woman, but woman who was brought up not like a woman. She was never told, oh, you're a woman, you need to think this way, because we're all sisters at home. We never had a boy in the family.
Right.
And father, the way he brought us up was so, it was very enriching for our own personalities. He never pushed anything on us. There was a subtle way of diplomatically pushing he would do with us. That, oh, you can't wear these clothes, this, that. He was very particular about certain things. But I think ideologically, philosophically, as a human, how he and my mom brought us up. We never thought we are women and we are lacking in something. That is how it has worked for me in politics. So I don't.
I think we can make a Dangal part 2 with their families too.
Yes, when I met Avarrsekar, he was doing some promotion with water conservation, and that time he was doing Dangal. He had put on a lot of weight. So when he narrated the story, I was thinking there was 3 daughters.
Yeah, exactly.
Relating to, and when in my election it became a tagline कि हमारी छोरियाँ चोरों से कम नहीं.
Exactly.
It became eventually the thing.
Yeah, and as you said, like your father is one of the most loved politicians to have ever, been in the state.
I was telling him before the podcast that I've been to Pari, and it's one of the only places in my life that I have seen the photo of Mr. Munde right next to the photo of gods at chai tapris in every restaurant, every nook and corner.
You see that in many places.
So much devotion, so much unadulterated
most of
love.
the temples, his picture is there.
Yeah, so as I was saying that, there's been so much love, and even like that is continuing with you. Like just after the last election, we heard some terrible news of a couple of people killing themselves. They were so sad with the result. So has it been a tough journey, or how do you basically treat these people who give you so much love?
I feel it's I cannot answer it in like really few sentences, because it's quite a journey for me. I have seen my dad, and I have seen, as I said, I have seen him growing, and I have I never thought of him as only my dad. I always thought he was my hero. That always my sisters used to say, "Oh, he's not your dad. He's your neta also. You never forget that he's some neta." But that was always in my mind. And when I was seeing him going through phases where, a lot of things, he also once in 85 lost his election. People were crying in our house, and I was just 5-year-old. I was like, why people are crying? And they were like, oh, dad, in the Marathi they say, Sahib padli. And I thought my dad fell literally physically, and I was also crying. So I have seen my father's journey along with people. And when this happened, when after I lost Lok Sabha election, parliamentary election, 7-8 young kids committed suicide. They were my karyakartas also, some were my just followers. That has shaken me from inside, and I took a press and I said, if one more suicide happens, I will leave politics, because this is something burdening me a lot, spiritually, emotionally. I feel it is a big pressure on my heart. And I told them that you survived the Baba's death, but you're not surviving my defeat, which is a very, I'm getting
goosebumps saying that.
Which is a very, very, I don't know how to describe this feeling.
Because it's
quite
very emotional.
It's such tremendous pressure on you as well.
It just totally shifts your priorities.
Of course, yeah, because taking responsibility for those many people on a every day, every minute basis it's tremendous.
Yeah. And I feel sometimes the responsibility of work, responsibility of their expectations for development is something else.
Yeah.
Their emotional responsibilities
absolutely
is something
is a whole
I think I feel very blessed about also if I remove this suicide part from my life. But they really love me, and I'm
because it's unusual. There's a handful of politicians in this country that can claim the kind of intense fervor that you attract from your
all my
followers
social
today.
friends, they have tagged me like Amma only. They're like, Amma again, Amma. So but I feel blessed. I feel blessed because my people, my followers are really poor. They are deprived. But they have so much to give, so much love, and people are so wealthy and they have so much, but they don't even want to greet someone from bottom of their heart.
Absolutely.
I quite
But
enjoy.
as you mentioned, like obviously you're blessed, but so much of pressure and these sort of incidents have taken a toll, on your overall life. So knowing all this, does your son also want to join politics?
See, as I said, we never. I don't know whether it runs in our genes. We never look at politics as a profession. We all have our own small little businesses. My sister is doctor, other sister is lawyer. I, before entering politics, much before that, I had started an industry. I was making ethanol and all. So I was working. So politics is not a profession for us. I think it is part of our life. It is kind of how we give back to society, which is very important part of our living. So even my son, when he looks at it, he always tells me, Mama, there are few names in politics. When he was growing, he didn't understand politics, how we are bigger, how we are different, what is your status, whatever. And then I used to give him some links, read this, read that. So he started reading a lot about politics and politicians. Okay. Now kind of he gives me more information about Sushma ji's some speech and what is happening in UP. Yeah. So he also, when he sees this, he also feels responsible.
He's connected.
Yeah. He's of course modern boy who's lived very nice life.
Very different.
He's connected with society. He's very kind towards my staff, with their kids. He always supports his drivers' kids' education, our kids. Then whenever he buys something, he came from US also first time after, like when he had a break in between, he bought gifts for my staff members also. So I feel that is politics for us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Being socially connected, being kind towards people and their need.
Giving back
and
to
not
society.
giving them that feeling that, oh, you are under us and we are doing this for you.
It's a way of life.
Like my father गले में हाथ डालते थे किसी भी कार्यकर्ता के. अभी मेरा being a woman has little different approach.
Absolutely.
So my son sometimes does that. He will just do that too. Yeah. And they feel thrilled. They feel thrilled about it. But he of course is not inclined towards politics. He looks at it from distance because it needs a lot of hard work. For him it is like, for him right now it's not required.
And he's very young still as well.
Yeah.
But what is a typical day in your life like? You're dealing with, you're in Beat sometimes, you're in Bombay or in Delhi. Not election time. On a usual day, what is a typical day like for you?
Frankly, I don't have a typical day. I don't know what is my typical day. My days never have food zone, like I will never have a proper break for food. I was always like that, and my colleagues used to hate it with me, my other MLAs and all. I would never sit for lunch with them. I would always have a role and I'm always on the go. So my days are not typical, but if given options to do whatever you want to do, I'll stay at home. I'm a homebody. Yeah. I am such a homebody. I used to not see my lift for one week when I was not working. I would love that kind of, easy, lethargic life. Peaceful when I'm cleaning my cup. I'm a very homemaker, a compulsive homemaker. I like to cook. I like to do my wardrobe's proper, my puja, which I started a couple of years. I have become very religious after my Madhya Pradesh experiences.
You did a yatra of the Jyotirlings and correct.
So this is my typical day. We all Bollywood buffs. We love movies. We're always watching movies. Our whole family is always watching movies. Yeah. Our getting together is watching some movie, ordering some food, and chit chat and comment on the movies all the time. So I think I am quite a Bollywood, all of us. Yeah. Even my son. We all love watching movies. My dad also. Whenever he used to come to my house, sometimes late in the night, movie magon theo, and then we would eat typical unka, food from outside is a treat for him because he's always eating bhakri. Even me, I'm eating. So that is simple, very simple. I don't like to do very fancy stuff.
Okay.
So obviously as a leader, a lot of people come to you with their problems, with their work, or it can range from any of their personal work as well. So what is the most absurd thing that someone has come to you with, like some kind of work with?
See, when people come to me with work, they only come to me with work. Of course, there are some people who come to wish me some, my son is past this, you gave my son admission, you gave my son job, all these things also come. Yeah. But mostly it's like doctor's job. Always doctors के पास कोई ऐसे ही नहीं रहता है, like politician also, people don't go unless they have some problem, turbulence in their life. Yeah. So they do come with problems, but sometimes sometimes funny experiences happen. Yeah. So they do happen. They come with absurd demands. and they don't know what to ask. And I'm very easy to be approached because मेरे office में line होता है, so I don't ask any recommendation. Whoever comes, I meet that person. So it's very absurd demands. People video call middle of the night. It's my birthday. We are cutting cake. Please wish me. रात को 2 बजे people video call. Then one day I was minister, so one guy came and fought with me saying मेरे सामने का कचरा नहीं उठा है. Some rural area. I said अच्छा आप वो you should tell the local government. People don't understand. This is local government. This is mantra.
State list, central list.
Anything they ask. Anything, even if
it's a lot of absurdity basically.
Absolutely.
You can't pick one.
I have to write a book on that. What they ask.
You should. We'll be very happy to read it.
They ask anything, like even especially I feel rural people at least understand what is my role. But my urban friends don't understand.
That's true. Yeah.
For them mostly darshans they want to do, and they want to do equally how we do. I said
absolutely.
So it is something. They say, oh, somebody misbehaved with me, so you have to, can you teach that person a lesson? I said, so people think anything. Most of my friends used to call me when in the beginning of my career. Now they don't. Okay, मेरे को पुलिस ने पकड़ा signal पे, which is very commonly thing for us. So even.
But do you help out in these situations?
I do help out if they.
If she can.
Drunk and driven, छोटे bike पे 3 बच्चे जा रहे हैं. हाँ हमारी ताई है. They do this. They do this.
So you have to keep them happy and like.
But you're so right about the fact that it's always urban people that don't know what they're asking for. Like there are people.
Anything they ask.
Yeah. Like traffic में अड़कलो है. Can you change that?
But this is still okay. But there are some things like anything. Do you have maid at home who can send me her? Like I don't have a maid.
Yeah.
Anything they ask.
So can you tell us a bit about?
One person asked me now. Literally, I'm not able to recollect what all people have asked me. Absurd things.
Yeah.
But one person asked me where I was coming from flight and I was in the bus. He's saying, "Are you Pankaja Munde?" I said, "Yes." He's saying, "You don't fly private jets." I said, "No, I'm not that well off, I can't afford." Then that guy said, "But where is your security? You're traveling alone. Where's your PA?" He was so possessive about me having some role. I said, "This is my bag. I'm traveling alone. My PA is not there." So he said, "Acha, I thought politicians only fly by private jets." So this is how people...
I think it's also, like you said, in movies, for some reason they show politicians always with gunmen around, having lots of money in the house.
See all these web series and all of you totally think that anyone can just come and shoot someone.
Yeah. No, so but you said you were talking about your friends a little bit. Who would you say from politics, who would you say your closest friend is? Somebody that you could call at 3 in the morning if, let's say, you got into trouble.
Frankly, I never made friends in politics.
Okay.
They are all my colleagues. I don't believe in having friendship in politics and going for dinners and all. I don't make friends in politics. Because there is always a hierarchy, there is always a protocol.
You kept that demarcation.
They don't become my friends.
Yeah.
They are mostly 99% are men around me, 1% women. Yeah. I don't have friends who are other genders. I don't believe in that too. Not that I'm orthodox or something. I don't know what do I talk to a man after a while. They're boring to talk to. Women have so much nails, hair. If they're not talking about work.
You need your girlfriend.
I don't have friends with. I don't have man friends.
But there are lots of women in politics.
And there are women in politics. We really have good time.
Yeah.
We have group of friends.
Okay.
Like, I don't know whether they are my friends, but they are my colleagues, but we are very friendly with each other. I don't know what friend is a very serious thing for me.
Okay.
So these are my friends, and we really go for lunches, and we meet each other, and when they get on my birthday, they come. For them also, I'm a leader.
But can you name a few of these colleagues that you're friendly with?
My
the
mother
female ones?
is MLA from Pune. She's my bestest friend. Actually, her daughter is just 6 years younger to me. And she's also my friend, and Madhuri Tai is also my friend, and we are very close friends. And we are generation apart, and we have nothing in common. We don't even think alike. But I think she's my older sister and friend. See, I don't have a friend. I always have older sister, younger sister, be like that. I think I'm quite a family drama person.
Familial person.
Yeah,
okay, fair enough. That is a good enough answer.
And all my friends are now abroad. All my college besties are abroad, most of them.
Oh. No, but that happens with a lot of us. Even your son is abroad. As we're talking about your
he graduated.
son.
He's back.
Oh, he graduated. Okay. So, but since you have a son in the younger generation, I'm going to try asking you some internet terminologies, some younger ones, and see how many of those you get right. IRL.
I don't know. Maybe I reached near, but I don't know. I pass.
In real life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Even I didn't know that,
I
to
made
be honest.
something.
That's because you are also of a previous generation.
Yeah, I am too from ancient times. I feel my soul is very old.
Your soul is very
Yeah.
old. Fair enough. Goat.
Yeah, I know this. Go, but I can't.
GOAT.
Even if you get just if you just tell us the meaning and not the full
It's some
form,
time
we'll let
on
you
time
go.
or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
bad. You
Yeah.
got
Not
half of
able
it
to,
right. It's greatest of all time.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry. I get
So-
half marks.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get half a mark. 100%. FOMO.
Yeah, I know this. It's quite a lot of people around you are FOMOs. That's fear of missing out.
Fear of missing
Nice.
out. Very nice.
And my son keeps saying, Mama, this is FOMO, this is FOMO. I know now. It's thanks to him.
Okay, we'll try two more. These are easy ones. Huh? TBH.
I just.
You must have heard it at least.
I know, I just heard it actually. What? Totally.
To be honest.
Oh. What is this? I
This
don't
is-
like it.
Ty,
Yeah.
this is a little bit of an education for you, so you can go home and tell Aryaman today. I learned
I know now how we
TBH.
type. No, it's
Yeah.
so ridiculous. I used to get 100 out of 100 marks in letter writing, draft
Correct.
writing, and I was so formal.
Yeah.
And suddenly this is very casual thing. I just can't relate to it.
That is true. Okay, one last we'll try.
I think I'm very bad in this.
Which one should we go with? IDK.
I don't know.
Good one. Very nice. She got the last one.
I don't
OMG.
know. Yeah, oh my God.
OMG, I'm sure she know that. I'm not asking.
It's to Bollywood, no? They use these
Fair
terms.
So, you were mentioning earlier that your best favorite pastime is ordering food, watching a movie. So, what would you describe, like what is your favorite food or favorite restaurant, either in Bid or in Mumbai or wherever?
We don't go to restaurants actually. We don't even get to eat there. I think we don't eat in Bid. We don't sleep in Bid. We don't do anything in Bid. So in Mumbai also, after I've lost election and I left the ministerial residence, whatever. So I have better
Little bit more
life,
time.
yeah. Otherwise, that bungalow, to 2 baje bhi raat ko people used to come and they used to call. So now I enjoy a little bit of ordering food from outside. I'm not foodie at all. I'm not foodie person, but I like more roadside food, chaat, pani puri, gola, all this stuff.
But Asa, if I ask you to name one restaurant in Mumbai,
I dine a lot. But I used to,
two,
not
three
now.
of you at a
I like wasabi.
Okay.
I
That
like
seems to be a
popular
popular answer.
yeah.
We just saw that
I think
from
when we
Mr. Ahir last
were
time
growing
also.
up and we were not doing much work, that time it was the thing.
It's my favorite
I mean, now
also.
also it is
It's
continued. I like
Really
Krishna, but now I've turned
Also
vegetarian, so I'm not enjoying it as
You've
much.
turned vegetarian.
I've turned vegetarian last 4 or 5 years. I told you I've become little
Religious now. Okay.
So I like Trishna. For these tidbits, I like Swati snacks. I like all
Another
these restaurants.
fantastic
Now I like
choice.
Yaucha also. And this is all I go with my son. My sisters are big foodies.
Okay.
They love food. And whenever we go abroad or whole family trip, I'm the one who's always not interested in food. I'm like, grab some sandwiches. And they want to have proper dining experience. And then we end up arguing there because that is too time consuming. And it is very expensive to do that. Just have a burger or fatafat
Yeah.
But they are all foodie. All of my son, my sisters, all of them are foodie.
But
So can we say your guilty pleasure is like street food or gola? That's your guilty pleasure.
Pani puri and it's South Indian.
But I'm curious about this. So you said after this Madhya Pradesh, the responsibility that you had and this very, very now famous tour that you took of all the Jyotirlings and everything. Tell us about that experience. What changed for you? For you to become vegetarian, which is a major life
So
decision.
vegetarian, so I became in my Dasera, my every year that Dashera I do is very famous.
Yeah.
I don't know about you youngsters.
No, we know.
But, so there I declared that I'll turn vegetarian in some thing. And I turned vegetarian. In between, after COVID, I got COVID, Omicron. Then doctor asked me to start eating eggs. I ate, but then again, I couldn't take it. In Madhya Pradesh, everywhere I would go say Jai Mahakal, Jai, like, wherever you go, they are very religious people. So they are, Didi, aap ye mandir gaye, Didi, aap wo mandir gaye. So they started taking me to the temples around.
Yeah.
Even the colleagues and the leaders are also very not, they don't, in Maharashtra, we are not brought up with everyone having tikka and all that. No.
Correct, yeah.
So there I was seeing all that. So I took Mahakal's darshan and it has changed me. Even podcasts are very, very important part in this journey of me becoming religious, because so many podcasts on religion. There are so many podcasts on God.
Especially on Mahakal,
Lot.
there's many famous podcasters that have taken a decent interest
I have
in
this
it.
habit, wherever I'm going, I'm reading about that place.
Yeah.
Whatever is there. So I feel wherever we go, religious, everything is around that. Religious infrastructure, how it has grown ancient times, is around temple.
Right.
It is around a nearby river.
Yeah.
I like to see also all these old buildings, UNESCO sites. So most of them are temples.
Right.
Correct.
So there are Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan are mainly having these kind of.
But that's very interesting. I didn't realize up till now that mandirs usually have rivers nearby. That's
Yeah.
an interesting observation.
How
I
So
didn't
that was like the
civilization
town
has-
center
yeah.
earlier.
It's
So it had,
even wherever you go, even if you go to Pompeii, you
Yeah.
will see mandir,
There is-
or
Right.
whatever their mandir.
Yeah.
closest to the
Yeah,
side.
Right.
but they don't. Every civilization grows around nearby
Yeah.
water, either it is ocean or what. So this is what I like to study. That, as I said, I'm an old soul. I like to see how olden times were and how people used to that time. So I slowly started getting religious. I feel there are certain things which you can't monitor.
I feel like that ties in nicely with your urban and rural development work, that you have taken an interest in civilization and reading.
Yeah.
No, I
about
think it was my interest always. That's why I enjoyed
That is
the
why you-
ministries.
okay.
Because we used to read a lot as children, because my mother had this habit of reading. She had like a library membership and she used to read books. She used to not read books. She used to just finish every day one book with so much work around.
Yeah.
So we started reading. That time, I am interested in mysteries basically. Space. Patal mein kya hai, Swarg mein kya hai. I like to see.
I can guess your choice in podcasts almost. You know,
Yeah.
like there is
Like-
Anyone would.
there is
do you like black magic?
I like mysteries, black magic, ghost stories, and movies and everything. So every hour, even pastime in family, also one horror movie we watch afternoon, Sunday afternoon. If we are home, all of us,
Okay.
all of us are working. We don't get so much time.
Yeah.
So and then we order some good food and we watch horror movies.
But you,
Oh, wow.
so are you superstitious? Are
No.
you not at all?
Not at all.
Because I feel like politicians usually always have that one thing that they do
before
for
starting
luck,
a campaign,
like,
we go to a particular temple, then only start.
or like wear something,
yeah.
kaitri particular lucky ghadiyar, lucky kaitri.
Or a car number. Like a lot of people have that lucky number on
Yeah,
vehicles.
number 1212 because it's my dad's birthday.
Okay.
Mom and dad both are 12th. So
Yeah.
12. That's how we started 12. So it's
Oh, that is a more sensible one.
Yeah.
they both 12th September, 12th December, and their my anniversary is 12th March. So it's like everything. Is it 12th March now? It is 21st March. Sorry, 12th is mine. I get confused.
But
I'm
the
really forgetting
1 2
dates.
number
1 2
is
is
at
a
least
something.
recurring.
We are 1212. Yeah.
But like you said, ki Sunday is your day for watching a movie, or even earlier when
Not Sunday. It's once in a blue
Once
moon
in a
Sunday. We don't have Sundays.
or like even when Munde Sahib would get one free day, he would ask you that get a movie or
Yeah,
something.
it was me mostly free night.
Yeah. So we have like prepared a list of movies,
Acha.
and we would like to if I give you the name of the movie, what politician can you think about?
What is the first name that comes
first
to your
name
mind?
of the politician that you can think about with that movie name? So the first one is Hera Fairy.
Hera Fairy, I don't know. Most of them, all of us. We have to.
That is such an honest
You
answer.
included yourself.
Everyone in their profession do little bit of Hera Fairy. It is not harmful sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all of.
Jawan.
Jawan. Now who's Jawan? Youngest.
or someone who is maybe still Jawan even though they are old, something like that.
No, I would say Jawan, there is new generation coming. They are all fighting elections. All my next generation.
Yeah.
So I would dedicate this to all those young kids. Like Aditya, Amit, Thackeray, Aditya
All of them.
Thackeray, this Yogendra Pawar, Parth
Yeah.
Pawar, all this
Yes.
young generation.
The next generation.
Yeah.
Khalnayak.
You're saying only have to think about politics.
Yeah, the name of a
Politicians.
I don't
which goes
think-
with the no one.
No. I don't
Khalnayak
think
is-
anyone is Khalnayak.
Godfather.
Amit Shah.
Well,
He's
Good one.
Yeah.
very smart and very, very, he knows what he's doing.
what more we'll ask
Yeah.
him?
Jodi number 1. So
Amit Shah and Modi ji.
perfect.
Also fair enough.
Yeah.
Good enough answer.
Yeah.
So our next section is this or that. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Movies or plays?
Movies.
Vada pav or misal pav?
Nothing. I'm not very great fan of either of them.
Either of them. Okay. Sweet or spicy?
Spicy.
Pune ki Mumbai?
Mumbai, anytime.
You said your best friend is from Pune.
Nah,
Yeah, but Mumbai is Mumbai. There
yeah,
is-
she became my friend after I entered politics, so I was already.
We have this ongoing thing where he's from Pune and I'm from Mumbai.
So-
So we're taking bets on how many in this season we're going to
I
get.
think Mumbai people have this different thing about Mumbai. All of us love Mumbai.
Absolutely.
But Mumbai and Bid, I would say.
Yeah, fair enough. We could throw
Okay.
bead in there also.
Yeah.
Are you a sports person at all?
No. I am full literature person.
Okay.
I like reading. I like seeing classic. Now, thanks to web series, we see so much of classic, real historic dramas. I like to see that.
That's fair enough. Music? Kai?
Yeah.
Yeah, you enjoy it?
Yeah.
And there's one thing that I didn't get a chance to ask you earlier, which I want to ask you now, is you said, now that you're getting more time to enjoy private life a little bit more than you have.
But at least I have
earlier.
a difference
some-
between office and home.
Some sort of work-life balance. कुठला तरी
नाही
semblance
नाही
of
मीटिंग्सला
it.
रात्रीचे दोनही वाजतात पण ते ऍटलीस्ट घरात कोणी येत नाही.
But how would you, for our younger viewers who haven't, because for young people, this MLA, MLC difference is very confusing, especially for urban people. How would you explain the difference?
See, MLA is member of Legislative Assembly, which is elected from public.
Yeah.
And MLC is member of Legislative Council, who is elected by MLAs.
Correct. And what do you think
And
the
some of them
difference?
are elected by teachers. There are 2-3 different types also, teachers, graduates.
Correct.
But the difference in the roles between the two.
The roles are mostly similar.
Yeah.
This is higher house member of
Yeah.
council, which they any
Do you feel like your
amendments and all you
responsibilities-
have to get in this
Got
house.
Okay. So in our podcast we do a segment ज्याला आम्ही बॅलेट बॉक्स म्हणून नाव दिलंय. सो जनरली तुम्ही लोकांकडे मतं मागायला जाता. सो इकडे लोकांना कुठल्या तरी सब्जेक्टवरती तुमचं मत जाणून घ्यायचं आहे. सो आम्ही तुम्हाला यू कॅन पिक आउट अ रँडम चिट फ्रॉम युअर अँड
Please.
जस्ट हँड इट ओव्हर टू मी अँड आय रीड आउट द सब्जेक्ट. Maratha Reservation.
My opinion about it.
Yeah.
Maratha Reservation is it's a battle every Maratha deprived sector of Maratha fighting for decades.
Okay.
And I do have respect for that whole battle, and I feel they should be given their rightful justice. And I feel they feel also betrayed because they have been fighting for decades, and politically mostly all the leaders were from their community and caste, but their well-being was not taken in consideration.
Okay.
So this is a description of this thing you said.
Yeah.
And I believe I don't know whether I'm new generation or I'm midway somewhere, new generation is here. So I feel anything which works between constitutional limitations and judicial limitations is always welcomed. Nothing beyond that should be promised and given to anyone, because that is not good for other
false promise otherwise,
other
yeah.
part of the society. So you have to somehow maintain the balance.
Correct.
So this is how I feel about this.
Thank you. And just one last question to conclude with. What would you like your legacy to be? You have carried on the mantle of a family legacy for very long. What would you like to be remembered by? You've had
Unbiased. I want to be always remembered by that she's not biased person.
Okay.
She's always taking right stand. Sometimes I cannot loudly say it, but I do it. I don't know. I think it's is it a disorder or something? I don't know. But I have that problem with me. I cannot be biased towards things. I cannot say this is right if it is not right. It is what is my problem with life. I don't know whether it is good thing or bad thing, but it's a problem with me. So I don't know whether I am that big that I should have a legacy. I am still making my life. But of course, my dad had so much to give to society, and he gave in me also. But at least I would not make him feel ashamed. Yeah. Okay, oh, my daughter is doing something like this, and I don't approve of this. So that's why one has to be unbiased. And even to yourself. If you're wrong, you should accept you're wrong.
Absolutely.
And go ahead.
And what is it that you're hoping to achieve? You have a long career, touchwood, ahead. Is there anything in particular that you are hoping to achieve in the next few decades of your life? Any one policy, or like you said, you're very passionate about women-centric issues, water conservation. Anything that you are hoping to get done?
I hope to achieve blessings. Why I said that? Because blessings you don't get easily. Yeah. Unless you do something for someone. I hope to achieve blessings of many people where I'm not biased towards what I'm doing and for whom I'm doing, but I'm doing something for someone.
Is what way. Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much once again for giving us your time. This was one of the most fun interviews that I have had so far, and we've done a bunch now. Yeah. Thank you again.
In this peak election time, we know how busy you must be, but thank you so much.
And this is my experience also. I'm very happy to have this experience because I always watch podcasts and I never thought I'll be one of them.
We're really hoping you enjoy ours also, and we can get added to this list that you're following at the moment.
Definitely. Because I never thought I will be able to express in this language, because always I'm giving interviews and I'm doing podcasts who are attached to news channels.
Correct. Yeah.
So this is first time I've done something which is apolitical.
Nobody will be able to tell it's the first time. Don't worry. We had a great time and you were extremely comfortable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.